Halloween came early because Erika Jayne truly just scared me like Chucky. Virtual reality. Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Evan.
Evan, I feel like the story every single Bravo obsessed person and beyond is talking about this week is what just happened to Dorit.
It is so tragic, so terrifying, so traumatic. There are not enough T words in Dorit's thesaurus to properly describe what has happened, but she got robbed. They broke into her house in Encino and they stole all of her handbags and jewelry and reportedly held her at gunpoint. This is terrifying stuff.
It is so terrifying because her entire family was home. And I mean, as anyone who even passively watches Beverly Hills, you know that she has the nicest closet. Like, she has so much stuff that I feel even in like a recent article, she talked about how she wants to collect all of it. And it's sort of like art pieces for her. So, I mean, there's so many levels of this being so traumatic and heartbreaking. I mean, I'm happy she's okay, but I know allegedly they were supposed to start filming today or like this week. I don't know if she gets time off, or I guess this is going to be part of the storyline now.
Yeah, I know that production has started for season 12, so I cannot imagine this not being a huge part of next season. On the Beverly Hills reunion, she was talking about how she collects designer clothes. She can't wait to pass them on to her daughter, Phoenix, one day. And so I was thinking, if anyone's wardrobe should be targeted on the show, it's definitely Dorit's. Like, absolutely not Rinna's, because there are way too many leopard printed HSN cardigans to dig through. So unfortunately for Dorit, her impeccable style, I think might have landed her in the situation.
But it is so eerie too that this happened on the night of part 3 reunion when they were talking about breakup.
Like, I have chills thinking about it. It is so strange and so ironic.
And you pay retail for everything?
Yes.
Wow. I would have thought at this point that you would be getting discounts from places or that people would be lending you stuff to see it on the show. Really?
Certain designers would, but, I want to wear what I want to wear.
But speaking of, how did you like the reunion for part 3?
I mean, I really liked it. I think that Andy really fired up the grill. He skewered Erika Jayne, which is what we've all been waiting for. Like, he was like pulling her apart like a North Carolina style barbecue sandwich, baby. And I was licking my fingers the entire time. I thought it was really good. And he finally got her to really substantially acknowledge the alleged victims of Tom Girardi. And I feel like we have all been waiting for that. She said a little bit in the first 2 parts of the reunion, but like, we really gotten to where her mind is with the victims. And she says that she has sympathy for them, but she also said that she's been expressing this sympathy the entire season. And Andy and her castmates kind of looked at her like,
if you're presenting an attitude of consumption and indifference,
where is the consumption?
The Erika Jayne character is built on consumption.
She's getting paid to post.
Okay, fine.
Should I not do that?
All I'm saying
Should I not pay the bill?
It lands differently when there
that
are
true.
Air crash victims.
It was crazy that because she was getting so mad about Andy, she was getting mad at everybody. Like, when Crystal brought up a simple question, I thought, because in the beginning of the reunion, she was like, Crystal's my girl. And then a second, she was like, are you angry enough for me? And I was like, oh my God, what is this? It's truly, I was like, Halloween came early because Erika Jayne truly just scared me like Chucky. Speaking of unapologetic, I feel like you got to kick off the Queen Nene Leakes is, I don't know if she even wants an apology from her former BFF. I don't know what she wants or what's going to happen.
I don't think she really cares at this point. It's so funny because I was honestly confused when Nene made these comments about Cynthia Bailey. I thought Cynthia showed a lot of support for Nene after Gregg passed away. She spent time with her at her New Atlanta lounge, Lenithia. She even told us in an interview that she spent some good one-on-one time with her. They reconnected, they reminisced on good memories with Gregg.
It was a little awkward at first. It was a little awkward. I didn't really know what to do with myself. It's like, hi, I just wanted to, see you and give you a hug. And, after about 20-30 minutes, we were fine. So it was, I'm really glad, honestly, looking back, that I didn't make it to the actual celebration, because I think if I had, I never would have had the moment that I got to have with her, just hanging out with her at her lounge.
That wasn't good enough for Nene. Nene was like, bitch, you didn't show up to the actual funeral. So what does it all mean? And you know what? I kind of get it. I kind of get it. She probably was catching up with Cynthia and was like, wow, this is so great. And then she like remembered, you didn't even come to the funeral.
And also calling out all the Bravo celebrities for being cheap with their gift, which I
That
think was a very
best
fair
part.
chef kiss.
That was the best part of this whole thing, is like finding out that housewives are cheapos when it comes to condolence gifts. Like, I need to know numbers though. Like, how many housewives went in on the floral arrangement? You know what I mean? Like, because as Nene mentioned, floral arrangements, yeah, they can be pricey. Not everyone can spend $200 on a floral arrangement, but one housewife certainly could. And 10 housewives going in on one, throwing $20 at a floral arrangement? Come on. No,
I'm like,
so that is wrong.
Yeah, they truly pass it around like signing the card when someone's leaving your office, like, and Teresa and Ramona and like Phaedra, just to give it to Nene. And I'm like, you also know Nene. She wants the whole like a tower bouquet.
And what I'm curious to know from Cynthia is she said that she didn't make it to the funeral, but she didn't tell us why she didn't make it to the funeral. I need to know why, because I feel like that would help us figure out this story a little bit more.
I know, maybe the friendship contract that got ripped up, something about funerals was in there, and we'll just never know. What I feel like will never get ripped up though, this book, the Not All Diamonds and Rosé, that is continuing into like week after week. I feel it's now like lasted longer than the 2020 election, this book press cycle, because every single page, some new drama comes out.
It is lit, like literally.
A little too late.
This Sonia Morgan vagina cigarette story, I feel like, for me at least, is the crown jewel.
So many. I feel like almost every housewife has commented on this, new and old. We had because Leah and Luann talked to Page Six saying, not possible. But then the resurfaced YouTube clip.
You remember that one time after Townhouse?
God.
I stuck a Parliament up her once.
We woke up the next day, there were so many cigarettes lying around.
It was all over. It was like, I mean, literally, I stuck a cigarette up her.
Just for fun.
This is why people shouldn't vlog. I'm against vlogging as a concept. I'm like, I don't care about your driving. And when you vlog too hard, you end up confessing about maybe a cigarette incident.
I'm sure Heather Thompson was at home like, holla. Like, she was probably so excited. And I mean, maybe she was behind it. I don't know how this video found the light of day again, because it is so obscure. I don't really know who's checking for Josh Flagg's vlog from 2019.
Josh said he was joking, but I feel like even in the LOLs of LOLs with your pals, I don't know if you ever get to that type of joking moment, because they more so were just having a conversation in the vlog.
Do you really think I stuck a lit cigarette in her vagina? I mean, like, that. If you dig farther enough, you'll see also a part where I said that I put a Rolex in there and it didn't come out. Like, come on, this is like ridiculous.
But who would like to take a cigarette to this book and burn it in flames in one of her multi-million-dollar homes is Bethany Frankel.
Yeah, she's not happy about this book. And I think it's just because she doesn't have control of the narrative, honestly. She's trashing the book for trashing women. And I feel like if she was telling the stories, I don't think she'd be saying that.
I also like too, she's like, wow, we're going to be trashing women. I'm like, should we pull up your Meghan Markle tweets or just like your tweets?
Like she's a girl who's not afraid of trashing women. I mean, as Ramona said, you do not support other women.
And you know, Ramona never lies.
And I'm wondering if the end of the Ramona coaster is upon us.
I feel like Ramona is the Ramona coaster is like the cyclone or whatever at Coney Island that's like 250 years old. And when you get on it, wood falls out. It breaks down a lot. You're like, should they just shut it down? It's a health hazard. It's a safety hazard. It will never leave Coney Island, just like Ramona will never leave Roni. I'm just saying a joke about Ramona. Like I'm sure Joey Gorga would get, because he just did a comedy show, but very curious as to what went down and what he could have talked about.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll say this. I wouldn't purchase a ticket to a Joe Gorga comedy show, but what I would purchase a ticket to is to watch Teresa and Louis bask in the glow of their new engagement and excessively make out in the crowd. Like that I would purchase a ticket to, and that happened, as we've seen in pictures and on social media. So I'll support Joe Gorga and go to his show just to see that.
I feel you did sum it up right. It's more so like a haunted house, because you're not really looking at the main thing, you're just looking at everything else going on, and for that 'tis the season.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, happy Halloween, Gorgs.
So happy Halloween to the Gorgas and all of you.
And check in with us next week when we're talking about even scarier reality TV moments.